Music surrounds us, moves us, and often feels like it lives inside us. From the rhythmic beating of our hearts to the songs of birds greeting the dawn, music pulses through the world around us. But what is music, really? Is it just a human invention? A series of sounds arranged in patterns? Or is music something far deeper? A fundamental expression of life itself? Today, we embark on a journey through science, philosophy, and mystery to explore the profound connections between music and life. We'll discover how music is embedded in our very DNA, inspired some of the greatest philosophical minds like Friedrich Nietzsche, and even shapes the water that covers most of our planet. We'll delve into the mathematical structures linking music and nature, the mystical and healing powers of sound, and the way music connects us to altered states and perhaps the very fabric of reality. So, is music life? Let's find out. At the heart of every living thing is DNA, the double helix molecule that carries the instructions for building and maintaining life. But did you know that DNA can be thought of as a kind of musical score? Scientists have developed fascinating ways to translate the sequences of DNA into musical notes, turning the genetic code into melodies. Each of the four bases, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, corresponds to different musical notes or sounds. By playing these sequences as music, researchers can hear the structure and patterns hidden in our genes. This process, known as sonification, isn't just artistic. It helps scientists detect mutations and understand genetic structures in new ways. It's as if life writes its own symphony at the molecular level, and we're learning to listen. But the music of life goes beyond DNA sequences. Consider the biological rhythms inside our bodies, the steady heartbeat that sustains us, the cyclical rise and fall of our breathing, and even the electrical brain waves that synchronize to different frequencies during sleep, focus, or relaxation. These rhythms echo musical elements like tempo, pulse, and harmony, creating an internal soundtrack that accompanies every moment of life. Scientific studies show that music has profound effects on our brains and bodies. Listening to music can trigger the release of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, stimulating pleasure and motivation. It can reduce stress hormones, lower heart rate, and even strengthen the immune system. Music therapy is increasingly used to help patients recover from trauma, ease pain, and improve mental health. The power of music to heal and transform reveals that it's more than entertainment. It's a biological force deeply linked to our well-being. In 2017, a Boston heart surgery patient experienced severe nighttime anxiety. A nurse played soft classical guitar each evening. Within minutes, his heart rate stabilized, and he fell asleep without medication. Music, at around 60 to 80 beats per minute, can help slow breathing and pulse. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche saw music not just as art, but as the raw pulse of existence. Nietzsche was an accomplished musician himself, composing piano pieces and singing. He initially admired the composer Richard Wagner, whose operas stirred deep emotions and mythic grandeur. But Nietzsche's ideas about music went far beyond admiration. In his 1872 work, The Birth of Tragedy, Nietzsche introduced the concepts of the Apollonian and Dionysian forces, two opposing elements in art and life. The Apollonian represents clarity, order, and rationality, the sculpted form, the measured line. The Dionysian embodies chaos, passion, ecstasy, and the breaking down of boundaries. Nietzsche believed music was the purest expression of the Dionysian, the primal, ecstatic energy that connects us to life's chaotic and tragic beauty. Unlike the cool reason of the Apollonian, music plunges us into the depths of emotion, breaking the boundaries of self and opening us to a shared universal experience. For Nietzsche, music was life's will to power made audible, a force that drives creation, transformation, and the eternal struggle to overcome limits. It's a celebration of life's intensity, with all its suffering and joy. He also saw music as a pathway to the idea of eternal recurrence, the endless cycle of life's moments repeating through time, like a musical motif played again and again with subtle variations. A combat veteran survived severe PTSD nightmares by listening to Metallica, matching the noise in his head with the music until it no longer felt unbearable. He now runs music therapy workshops for veterans, helping others use sound as an emotional outlet. At its core, music is organized vibration, waves of energy traveling through air, water, or solid materials. But vibration is more than sound. It's a fundamental property of the universe itself. Every object, from atoms to planets, vibrates at specific frequencies. This idea was famously captured in the ancient philosophical concept called the music of the spheres, the belief that celestial bodies move according to harmonic principles, creating a cosmic symphony. Modern physics shows that matter is made up of vibrating particles, and energy itself has wave-like properties. In this sense, the universe may indeed be a grand composition of vibrations. One of the most captivating areas of study is how sound affects water, the substance that covers about 71% of Earth's surface and is essential for all known life. The Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto popularized the idea that water crystals change shape depending on the words, music, or intentions directed at them. Though his experiments have been criticized for lack of rigorous scientific controls, the concept touches on the real phenomenon of cymatics, the study of visible sound vibrations. In cymatics experiments, when water or other materials are exposed to specific frequencies, they form intricate and beautiful patterns. These patterns shift with the tone and pitch of the sound, revealing the hidden geometry of vibrations. This idea has inspired artists and scientists alike to think about how sound might influence natural processes. After all, if water molecules can respond to vibration in such a visual way, and water is the foundation of life, what role might music play in shaping living systems? Building on these ideas, researchers have explored vibroacoustic therapy, using low-frequency sound waves to promote healing and relaxation. This therapy is used to relieve pain, reduce anxiety, and improve circulation. Whether or not water responds to music in mysterious ways, it's clear that sound vibrations interact with living organisms in powerful, complex ways. In a dementia care home in New York, playing songs from residents' youth improved mood, sparked conversations, and even triggered memories thought to be gone. Familiar music from early life has a unique way of opening mental doors. Music is deeply mathematical. Harmony, rhythm, scales, and intervals are all based on numerical relationships. For example, the perfect octave corresponds to a frequency ratio of 2 to 1. Similarly, the harmonious intervals we find pleasant to the ear come from simple ratios like 3 to 2 or 5 to 4. These relationships were studied by Pythagoras over 2 millennia ago, giving birth to the idea that music is a language of numbers. But these mathematical patterns don't just appear in music. They're everywhere in nature. From the spirals of sunflower seeds and pine cones following the Fibonacci sequence, to the fractal branching of trees and river networks, to the arrangement of galaxies. This deep connection between music and nature suggests that music reflects a universal order, an invisible architecture that shapes both sound and life. In 2019, a marathon runner collapsed in London. A nurse performed CPR to the Bee Gees' Stayin' Alive, 103 beats per minute, keeping him alive until paramedics arrived. The rhythm gave her the perfect compression timing to sustain his heartbeat. Music has the extraordinary ability to alter our state of consciousness. From the repetitive drumming of shamans in ancient rituals to the pulsating beats of modern electronic dance music, rhythmic sound can induce trance, meditation, or ecstasy. These altered states of consciousness allow us to access parts of the mind not normally reachable through everyday awareness. Neuroscience shows that during intense musical experiences, brain areas related to emotion, memory, and self-awareness light up, sometimes diminishing the sense of ego and time. This suggests that music is not just sound, but a bridge to deeper, often spiritual, layers of human experience. At the cutting edge of science, some thinkers speculate that the fabric of reality itself might be understood as a kind of information pattern or vibration, almost like music at the quantum level. Quantum mechanics reveals particles behaving as waves, and phenomena like entanglement hint at a deep interconnectedness that defies classical logic. While this remains speculative, the metaphor of the universe as a cosmic symphony resonates deeply with both ancient philosophy and modern physics, inviting us to consider music not just as metaphor, but possibly as a fundamental aspect of existence. Many cultures tell stories of the world's creation through music or sound. In Hinduism, the concept of Nada Brahma, the world is sound, expresses the belief that all creation emerges from primordial vibrations. Similarly, in the Judeo-Christian tradition, the universe is spoken into existence by divine words. Let there be light. This emphasizes the creative power of sound. These myths reflect a shared human intuition that music and sound are not merely artistic, but cosmic forces shaping reality. Why did humans develop music? Some scientists propose it evolved as a social tool to strengthen bonds and improve cooperation within groups. Music may even have preceded language, serving as a form of emotional communication long before words. This evolutionary perspective makes music an essential part of what it means to be alive and human, a force that shaped our brains and societies. Music enhances our ability to understand and regulate emotions. Shared musical experiences synchronize brain activity between people, fostering empathy and social connection. This makes music a kind of emotional glue, essential for relationships and community. A South African community choir reduced youth violence and built trust through regular singing sessions. Shared harmonies released oxytocin, creating a sense of unity and belonging. Certain frequencies are believed to promote healing and well-being. For example, tuning music to 432 Hz is claimed by some to create more harmonious and relaxing vibrations than the standard 440 Hz tuning. Tibetan singing bowls and gongs also use specific frequencies to induce calm and balance. While scientific consensus is still forming, these practices highlight music's potential to restore harmony on physical and energetic levels. In disaster relief camps, music nights helped survivors process trauma and maintain hope. The shared songs became a space for grief, resilience, and joy to coexist. Music isn't just a human invention. It's a universal language shared by many living beings. Animals use sound to communicate complex messages. Whales' songs, birds' melodies, primates' calls, all bear resemblance to human music in structure and function. Human music traditions across the world reflect universal emotional themes, showing that music connects us deeply across cultures and time. Marine biologists have guided lost whales using recordings of humpback songs, saving them from stranding. Natural sounds, like birdsong or ocean waves, can also reduce human stress and foster a sense of connection with the living world. So what does it all mean? If life is a continuous dance of rhythms, cycles, and vibrations, then music is the art that captures this dance in sound. It's a mirror reflecting the heartbeat of existence, sometimes calm and peaceful, sometimes wild and chaotic. Nietzsche's eternal recurrence reminds us that life's moments may repeat infinitely, like a melody returning through time. Music, with its repeated motifs and variations, teaches us to embrace this cycle, to find joy and meaning even in repetition. Ultimately, music invites us to celebrate life in all its complexity, its suffering and joy, order and chaos, silence and sound. Music is not alive in the biological sense, but it pulses through us and around us, a living expression of life itself. It connects the smallest molecule to the vast cosmos, the ancient past to the present moment, and the individual soul to the universal whole. Music is life's rhythm, its language, and its soul. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more, subscribe to our channel and question your mind daily.